Sign language is one of the official languages in South Africa. The language is used by the deaf community for communication. The different dialects of signing is the major problem that causes language barrier within this community. In Mthatha, the deaf community use the local dialect to communicate, but most of the government departments have no sign language interpreters using the same dialect. This creates a challenge for the deaf community in accessing government services, especially health services.
There is an issue of pregnancy. We do have a big challenge with the Department of Health. There are no interpreters there. For example, when I go there, when I'm pregnant, maybe we in a line, they say the pregnant ones must come this side. I don't have any information about my pregnancy and the process. I just stay there and wait for anyone to come and assist me. I'm sometimes given pills. Maybe the pills are not supposed to be swallowed. Then I just swallow because there was no information given to me. There is a big challenge with interpreting when it comes to the department. The department must employ interpreters in every clinic or hospital.
There is little knowledge about sexual transmitted diseases in this local deaf community. It becomes a major challenge during pregnancy for the deaf women.
We need the awareness. We need the education concerning that. Because people that are hearing, they do have this information and this awareness. Because we want to know the history, the basics. How do we have a challenge of having this HIV? Where does it come from? We want to know and the effects of it. How do we live with it? Who does have it? How come do we have an HIV? So we are people that are visual. We see things concerning HIV, but we do not have the full information. Please, we need these hospitals for counseling to have sign language interpreters.
The provincial department has admitted shortage of sign language interpreters in their facilities, but has promised to recruit some within the department.
The department respects all 12 official languages in South Africa. We must acknowledge, however, that we do not have enough healthcare workers who can speak true sign language. The department affirms the need to strengthen the ability of our healthcare workforce to effectively communicate with every client who may be hearing or visually impaired. Because of budgetary constraints, we acknowledge that it will not be possible for the department to immediately teach all its employees sign language.
The local deaf community wants their own members from the region to be included as interpreters in court cases and government events.
But when it comes to the justice system in Mthatha, in courts we have a recent experience whereby they take another interpreters from other municipalities to interpret here. That is why many deaf people, they fail communication at court, in the courts, they fail communication with the police station because they take other interpreters from other places to come and interpret here where we have different dialects. We do have our own interpreters here. We do have our own interpreters. There are more than 15 interpreters, but they are not utilized in the OR Tambo.
Shortage of schools for people with disabilities and access to high learning institutions is another challenge faced by the deaf community.
The education system for the deaf, we as deaf people, we are living in the dark. Because when we started schooling, growing there, when we reach grade 12, out of the deaf schools, where do we go? We are not allocated any tertiary institutions. Then we have a challenge there. Also in the deaf schools, the deaf education is not as equal as or of quality as of the hearing. Even the educators in the deaf schools are not well trained in sign language. Some are never trained at all. There is no proper communication and understanding between the learner and the educator.
Best international practices of including the deaf community are seen as a solution.
We can always learn from what other countries are doing in terms of managing situations of this nature. It is very much important that these people, they are given an opportunity to enjoy their rights despite the fact that they cannot hear. They must be given an opportunity to enjoy life despite the fact that they cannot see, because they are human beings, so they still have a right to enjoy the human. And as the government, as the communities, as individuals, we need to work together and ensure that we protect their rights.
This is not the first time a call has been made by the Deaf Committee for their interpreters and local sign dialect to be included as part of the official sign language. 5 students from Mthatha School for the Blind and Deaf were sentenced for murder. They alleged they could not understand the sign dialect outside of Mthatha. Kululeko Nyembezi, SABC News, Mthatha.